Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. It has been some time since I made the last video. Today we are going to learn the 6th row of Gurmukhi letters. The sequence will be same. We will be discussing the 7 points, learning how to write the letter, pronouncing it correctly, writing it correctly, examples and everything. The 26th letter of Gurmukhi is Papa. If we remember the letters that we have learned in the earlier lectures, you will know that this letter is similar to other letters that we have learned. For example, the 7th letter of Gurmukhi was Khakha. Right? If you look at this letter and this letter, the only difference will be this line here. If we remove that line, we will have the 26th letter of Gurmukhi. Papa. Second step, similar letters. We have so many similar letters and many of them we have already discussed. We can have 7th letter of Gurmukhi, Khakha, here. 22nd letter of Gurmukhi, Thatha. And then 24th letter of Gurmukhi, Tadda. Thirty-seventh letter of Gurmukhi, Khakha, and then a dot here. These are all similar letters that we have with this letter. If we remember one of the letters, we can remember all the letters, but we have to remember the pronunciations also. We will make a different video as we go on learning this language, where the similar letters, or you can say the confusing letters, will be discussed. The third step is pronunciation. Pronunciation of this letter is very simple. We have this word Papa, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this sound P, not P, but P, and then this sound Pa. The pronunciation of this letter will be Pa, Pa. Simple, right? I will say again, from the word Papa, I am going to get the sound of P and then the sound of Pa. Pa, Pa. Simple. The fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be P, like we have here. In Papa, we have P sound here. So it will be P. Simple. If no symbol is attached, the sound will be P. Fifth step. Our fifth step is examples. Examples, we can have this island country. It is pronounced as Palau, I guess. I heard two pronunciations for this. First one is Palau and second one is Palau. If the pronunciation is Palau, then we can use this as an example where this letter will be used. If its pronunciation is Palau, then we cannot use only this letter. We have to have the symbols too. Just remember that as we are going through these lectures, our main focus is to have the examples where we do not have any symbols attached to the letters, because it It will become so confusing in the beginning if we do not know about this language. Apart from Palau, the other example that can I have is pragmatism. Pragmatism. Here again, if I'm going to use this word in Punjabi, then I will be using this letter without attaching any symbols. Sixth step is wrong sounding words. Wrong sounding words can be pseudo, right? P is silent, so you cannot remember that if the word is starting from P, I will be using this letter always. No, I have said it in almost all the lectures. If you're going to remember where to use a particular letter, you have to remember the sound. Here, the sound is not P, but P, the sound that we have here. In this word, pseudo, we do not have the sound of P sound. It is the sound of S, right? If I have to write this word in Punjabi, then I will be writing it using the letter S, the fourth letter of Gurmukhi. Another example we can have, which is psyche. Again, P is silent here, it will be psyche. And I'm going to use the same letter because the sound is S, right? Psyche. So I will have this letter and I have to attach one symbol to. Let's not make it complex. Just remember, if I'm going to write psyche in Punjabi, then I will be using this letter as my first letter. Okay. The seventh step, oops, it should not be 7 here, sorry. This is the first example. This is the second example. The seventh step is writing the letter correctly. It will be something like this. We should have something like that. A little bend should be here. Yeah. So this is how you're going to write this letter correctly. Papa. 27th letter is Fafa. First step, how to write this letter. First, we will have a line. Then we can have one from here. And then you can say somewhat like a 6. So it will be like this. If this is your 6, just have a curl and then just rotate it. So it will be like this. So you can attach this thing here. Line 1 and then this. This is 27th letter. Fafa. Second step is similar letter. Similar letters we can have the 40th letter of Gurmukhi. A dot will be there, that's it. And its pronunciation will be different. We will come to that. One more thing that I want to clarify here is many people say that 36 to 41, These 6 letters are not Gurmukhi letters, they are Punjabi letters. Or in other words, if I have to say, this is what I said in the first lecture. Earlier, we had only 35 letters. The last row was added later. Because if you want to have the pronunciation of some Arabic words, then you cannot have the pronunciation of Arabic words with the first 35 letters. So those 6 letters were added later. But when people talk about Gurmukhi letters, they also teach the 6 letters that we have at the last row. We will come to that, and we will not be going thoroughly as we are going when we will be learning the last row of Gurmukhi letters. The third step is pronunciation. Pronunciation of this letter is, we have this word, right? FIFA. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the sound of this f plus this sound fa. Fa. That is the pronunciation of this letter. I will repeat again. From FIFA, I'm going to get the sound of f, and then the sound of fa. Fa. This is how you're going to pronounce this letter. The fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be f, like we have here. Not an f, but f. That's it. No symbol is attached, f. If we attach the symbols, it will change the sound. The fifth step is examples. We can have examples from fur. We have France, right? Apart from France, we can have flag. Whenever we are going to use these 2 words in Punjabi, we will be using this letter to write these words. One thing that I want to say here is, when I say flag, I do not mean that the meaning of flag in Punjabi will be flag. No. In Punjabi, we say chanda. What I'm saying here is, if the sound of flag like we have in English, I have to write in Punjabi, then this letter will come into picture. I will have fa, and then another word here, another word here, and we will be having symbols on this letter. Just remember this thing. Sixth step is wrong sounding words. We can use this 6. Okay. I could not find any wrong sounding words, but if you guys know, please let me know in the comment section below, because I do not have a very good vocabulary. Sometimes we miss the words, right? So just mention the words below if you remember any word, or if you know any word in English which will be starting from an F, but it will not be starting from fa. The 7th step is how to write the letter correctly. Align this and then this. This should be a little straight, you can say for long. So it will be line, this thing like this. Yeah. This is how you're going to write the 27th letter of Gurmukhi, fa. 28th letter of Gurmukhi is baba. If you look at this letter closely, you will see that it is somewhat similar to the second letter of English alphabets, which is our B. So this is how we write B, right? If you take the mirror image, it will be something like this. So it is almost same, not almost, I mean, yeah, but this is not correct, right? So it is something like this, a line here, and then one line. It should not be starting from this, but here. Yeah, this is the only difference. We have a join here, you can say. It is not true in this case. That is the only difference, but it is somewhat similar to the second letter of English alphabets. The second step is similar letters. We do not have any similar letters. It is, you can say, a unique letter in Gurmukhi. The third step is pronunciation. Pronunciation of this letter will be, you can use this word, black. From black, I am going to get the sound of B. Then ba. B, ba. Simple. From black, we will get the sound of B, like we have here, how we pronounce the letter B, and then we will add ba. B, ba. This is how you will pronounce this letter. The fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be B, like we have in here. Black, black, black. That B sound will come here. The fifth step is examples. Examples, we can definitely have black. Apart from that, we can have, I think British will work here. Yeah, it's black and British. The sixth step is wrong sounding words. Are there any words which will be starting from B, but they will not be starting from Baba? Again, I do not have any example here. If you guys have, please let me know. The seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. So it is something like this, a line, this thing, this, and then this. This is how you will write. Here it will not be a little curvy. The same is true with this one. You can see on the screen the big letter, right? This is how you're going to write this letter, the letter of Gurmukhi, Baba. 29th letter of Gurmukhi is Baba. First step is how to write this letter. If you remember the 21st letter of Gurmukhi, which was Tata, it is somewhat similar to that letter. We should just have a zero here, you can say. It will be a line, then something like this. Simple. Right? A line, and then this thing. Papa. Second step is similar letters. We do not have any similar letters, but if you want to consider Tata, it is fine, but I will not say that because it is not similar, but we can use this letter to make this letter, because only a zero is needed here, right? The third step is pronunciation. Pronunciation of this letter is a little tricky. Remember, in the earlier lectures, we discussed this thing that the 14th letter, sorry, the 9th letter, 14th letter, 19th letter, 29th letter, they are very unique sounding letters. You will not find any word in English or Hindi where the sounds of these letters will be used. If you know some other language, especially if you know Urdu or Hindi and you're learning this language, you will learn very easily. The only issue will be that you will not be able to understand the sounding of these four letters and where to use them easily. That is the thing. Somehow you can remember it. In other words, if I have to say, if you know Hindi, I think this is how we have uh, pa, I guess. I really do not remember now. So wherever that pa is used, you have to use this letter. But the sound of this letter will be completely different than what we have in this letter. We will come to that thing when we have the examples. The third step is pronunciation. Yeah, sorry. So the pronunciation of this letter will be pa, ba, pa, ba. In the 28th letter, we have the pronunciation as ba, ba, right? Here, the sound of this thing will be pa, pa, ba. This sound will be same here and here. It will be different. This is ba, ba. This is pa, ba. Pa. With a force, you can say, you have to say this letter. Pa. The fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be pa. P and H. This thing. Pa. The fifth step is examples. We can have the example of Bharat. This is one of the words or names of India, you can say. Here, when we are going to have this word written in Punjabi or Gurmukhi, we will be using this letter. There is one thing, by using this letter, I have to use a symbol here to make this word. I do not have any other example. I have actually, I can tell you that also, but let's just focus on this thing. Yeah, so when you're going to write Bharat in Punjabi, you will be using this word, this letter, sorry. In Hindi, I think this letter is used, if I'm not wrong. I don't even know if I wrote that letter correctly or not. In Punjabi, you will be using this letter, Pa, Bharat. That Pa sound will be given by this letter. Apart from that, we can have this example, Pagti. Here we should be having K. Sorry, in Punjabi we wrote in that way, so that is why. Okay, so here we have Pagti. It is, you can say, devotion to God. When you're writing Pagti, you will be using this letter as the first letter, and then another letter, and there here you will be having a symbol. In the case of Bharat, We cannot have Bharat without attaching the symbol to this letter. In the case of Bhakti, we can do that because the symbol will be attached to the last letter of this word. Making sense, right? This is a little tricky, I know that if you're learning or seeing these things the first time. Ninth letter, 14th letter, 19th letter, 29th letter. Oops, and 24th letter also, I forgot. These letters are unique, their sounds are unique. You have to remember their sound, and you cannot confuse the sound of 8th letter with the 9th letter, 13th letter with 14th letter, 18th letter with 19th letter, 23rd letter and 24th letter, 28th letter and 29th letter. No, we will cover all these letters in a different lecture, but for the time being, just remember that these letters are different, their sounds are different, and we cannot interchangeably use these letters. The sixth step is wrong sounding words. Wrong sounding words. I looked into the dictionary actually that I have, and I could not find words where we have BH. There were only, I think, only around 4 or 5 words. So I do not have any example where we will be having BH, but we will not be using this letter. If you guys have it, please let me know. The seventh step is how to write this letter correctly. Correct way of writing will be line and then this thing. Simple. You can deepen this if you want to. Yeah. This is how you will write the 29th letter of Gurmukhi, Pabba. 30th letter of Gurmukhi is Mama. First step, how to write this letter. You might have remembered the 4th letter of Gurmukhi, Sassa. Right? We just need to remove this line. And then we will have Mama. Simple. Second step is similar letters. We have many similar letters when we talk about this letter. We can have the 4th letter of Gurmukhi, Sassa, and then we can have the 36th letter of Gurmukhi or Punjabi, you can say Sasse Pair Bindi. We can have 8th letter Ga or Gaga, the sound will be God. 38th letter Gage Pair Bindi. We have 30th letter, of course, Mo. Right? We have learned this letter, these two we will be covering up in the 8th lecture. Third step is how to pronounce this letter. We have this word mama, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the sound of this ma, and then I will get this sound ma. Ma, ma. I will not use this a sound, ma sound, a sound in ma. I will just use ma and then ma, mama. Fourth step is sound of the letter. The sound of the letter will be ma, like we have in mama. That ma here is the sound of this letter. Fifth is examples. Examples can be, we cannot have the example of mama or mama, you can say, because we will be having ma and then we have to have a symbol here. So we do not want to discuss that thing now. Another example I can think of is Mercury. In Mercury, we will be having this letter without attaching any symbols. which is cool, which is very cool, because when you attach the symbols, it just gets so complicated. Sixth step is wrong sounding words. Again, I'm going to say it because this is very important if you are learning this language. Do not consider if you have am, then you will be using this letter always. No, we cannot do that. Exception, one of the exceptions, sorry, that I can give you is this mnemonic. Here, if you see, we have M here, which is silent. So we will not be using this letter. Okay, the last step is writing correctly. The correct way of writing is you can have this, oops. You can have this line and then this thing, this thing. This will be filled. Let me write it here again. One line, this thing, this thing, this thing. You can also have it in this way if you want. People will understand. But on the computer, when you're typing, you're reading a book or something, this thing will be filled. So you should not get confused. Okay. This was the last letter of today's lecture. 30th letter of Gurmukhi, Mamma. Let's revise what we have learned today. We have 26th letter, Papa. 27th letter, Fafa. 28th letter, Baba. 29th letter, Papa. 30th letter, Papa, Baba, Mama. Remember, in these three letters, we should have a line at the top. Don't worry, we will cover this thing in different lectures also, but as we are learning it the first time, I just want to say this. But it is not true, the line at the top of the letter in this case and in this case, because if you do that, it will be something like this. And these two letters are different letters. Okay, this and this, we should not have the line because it will change the letter completely, but on these three we should have the line. That's it for today's lecture. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.